Hey, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Building My Industrial Empire in EVE Online. So, progress for this week, as usual, I now have a network of 3.2 billion. If you look at that's a net worth. I got 80 blueprint. I bought some blueprint. I'm moving into large turret. Uh, and I'm adding my blueprint value almost doubled, so I'm above 100,000 in blueprint value. Um, well, every time I buy new one, my average material efficiency drop a little, but not that much. I mean, I am building it, and my industry profit this week, strangely, has been good at 25 million. So it's not my best week, but picking up a little bit. I'm moving into bigger items, so I don't have as good margin, but getting a little more profit. But it's still, I mean, it's minor. My money now come from incursion, so I'm more of an incursion pilot than an industrialist right now. If I look at my overview, yeah, so that's incursion for the 30 day. Like I said last week, one incursion site is 28 million. So one site in 20 minutes, I'd make more money than my entire week of doing T1 production. So, and that's my factory are still running most of the time. Uh, Aside from that, so what happened this week? Well, I've been able to run Incursion a few nights. I did have some problem with the server stability, so and even if it's not me that is having the problem, some nights we don't run because too many people got disconnected. So a lot of people lost chips again this week. Uh, this is actually hurting my enjoyment of the game because I mean I log in, I want to do stuff, and the people I fly with can't log on, or I can't log on, or I'm having an issue. I didn't have any this week, but still, I mean, it's annoying to say the least, and I don't understand why they can't fix that. My job in real life, I work in IT, and the pattern we're seeing doesn't look like DDoS attack, and DDoS attack you can usually get off the shelf solution. You can just get a cloud provider, route your traffic through there, and they will just outscale the DDoS. So anyway, I don't want to say they're lying, but uh, whatever the reason that situation is, like it's hurting my enjoyment of the game to the point where I started installing some other stuff. Uh, but anyway, aside from that, I'm starting to suffer also from incursion fatigue. While I do enjoy flying with the fleet and doing stuff with them, incursion is basically running the same 3 or 4 site uh, in succession. The the same 3 site you're doing. So you're basically running the same 3 mission, group mission, but still one after the other. It's huge money, but after a while it becomes a little bit mind-numbingly boring. It's so. I mean, I don't want to say it's better than running mission solo because you get the social aspect, the chatter, but just spamming those incursion after a while, yeah, it's not that fun. Well, it's not. It's not. Anyway, it's hard to say, but I mean, I'm starting to suffer from incursion fatigue. But on the other hand, it's so lucrative compared to anything else that I found in game that I just can't get myself to quit doing that, and that's the big problem I have right now. Is I started playing Eve because I wanted to do industry. I had I was having fun. I was doing okay, slowly progressing, but still having fun with the industrial aspect. And And then I started doing incursion, and so I basically learned that what I was doing with industry is basically, well, close to worthless compared to the easy money that I can get just spam killing NPC. It changed my perspective about the game a little bit. Uh, I guess I think there's a big problem with industry is that it's too easy to produce, so dedicated producer can't make a good enough margin. Uh, you can just spam a bunch of alt and have like as much building capacity as you want, so you're just limited by the blueprints, and it's not a big limitation. And the mineral and it's I mean, you can buy them, so you calculate if you want to do industry, you calculate the mineral price and your cost. So all in all, I mean, the aspect I was enjoying the most in the game is probably the aspect that, at least from my current understanding and where I'm at, that I'm making the less money out of. So I'm playing something that I kind of enjoy, but not as much, because I make 100 times more money doing that, to eventually finance my industry. But I don't see where I'm going with that industry long term. So anyway, I'm just saying it like it's coming out of my mind like that. So I'm not quitting the game. It's not that. It's just that I need to reflect on what I really want to do in this game. And do I want to spend time doing just industry and progress from there, or do I want to really boost my fund to be able to go to the next level? And well, that's kind of it. That's kind of a scaling issue. And aside from that, I'm right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to move to T2 guns to be more efficient in my incursion. But when I'm training that, well, I'm not training. I've sidetracked what I want to do with industry. I mean, so because I should be trying to focus. If I wanted to dedicate myself to industry, I would drop my skill point uh, in production, in science for research, trade to sell my stuff. That's where I would be heading. I mean, those skill here. But right now, I'm studying those skill here because I want to be a better incursion pilot, because that's where I'm making my money. And this is not viable at my current level. Well, not a viable source of income for progression. Uh, well, I can say not viable. I mean, I was making money, but it's just so not as efficient. So anyway, so that's kind of it. So I'm just asking myself some question: where do I want to take my game for the next, for going further down the road? Of course, I could. I mean, I got disposable income, so I could be spamming cash to just get skill injector, but that's not how I play games. I mean, for me, it's not even the question of money. I mean, I could easily, but it's just a question of, once you start down that path, I mean, what's the point of paying to remove the fun is the climb. So what's the point of paying if you just to bypass the actual, you're paying to bypass the fun in the game. So it's not the destination, it's the journey. So anyway, so I will not be buying skill injector. I might check, like when I renew my subscription next month, maybe I'll get the silver pack, because you got like a little skill point, like 250,000, but then you get a month of Omega and some skin. So I'm not sure. Anyway, we'll see. But you won't see any major investment. So now I have the question of what I want to do with the money. Uh, I have starting to have some decent fund. I've got like 1.8 billion in cash, uh, and I could be moving toward industry. Well, and that's my reflection. Okay, I with that cash, do I keep it as a buffer in case I lose my ship? That's the wise thing, is to build a bit bigger buffer until I can do something with it. Do I buy skill injector to get my T2 guns faster? So, but then I'll need money. I'll need to make more money to fund my industrial aspiration afterward. Or do I get some blueprints? And that's what I was thinking. I could be getting like battleship blueprints original, or industrial ship, or anyway, like find some good blueprint where I could make it a return, selling copies, researching and selling copies. So that could be a cool investment. But best case scenario, I'm gonna make what, 50 million a week from that, which is passive. Uh, and it's going to take me time out of incursion. So I'm not really sure. Uh, if I want my little dream of getting my own station in low sec, to be able to produce and refine more efficiently, I need at least I would need 20 billion, because I'm not getting like the entry level one. I'm getting the big one. Well, not the big one, but the middle one. Uh, so the goal would be to be able to build capital in low sec. So you don't want the right arrow. You want the one above that, the Asbel. And so that's it. I'm just not sure. And same thing is, do I want to get into? I was thinking I should be looking into PI eventually. Should be looking into moon mining if I'm an industrialist. T2 production versus just becoming a better pilot for my incursion. And I'm not sure where I want to take this. Well, I'm sure I want to do incursion. I'm just not sure what the most efficient path is. Is it like 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of incursion and then industrialist, or stop doing something that I like less to go with something that I like more, but the journey is going to be a lot slower. So that's kind of it. So anyway, I don't have much else to say this week. Goal for next week is actually figuring out what I want to do in the game. I'll obviously be continuing to fly incursion. I'm not that far from the T2 gun, like maybe, well, 19 days. So yeah, I'm far from that. I'm a month from those T2 guns. This is not T2 guns. That's just. But anyway, uh, after so this week is probably just going to be cash and incursion again. So it's not the most interesting stuff to tell you guys. Uh, I'll I'll continue to build my blueprint. One viewer told me that I should start thinking about security and hide the place where I'm at, and it's actually a great idea, especially if I want to start to get into the null sec and well, the low sec, null sec, or even wormhole. I've never been in a wormhole in my life, so that might be something to do this week. Uh, and eventually I might have to start hiding that, but as long as, I mean, you already know I live in Ursaluette, so Ursalert, and one day I'll be able to pronounce that thing. So I'm not hiding anything right now, but eventually maybe I'll have to think more about ops security. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great week and you're not too impacted by the server issue. Personally, I can't wait for them to fix that so we can go into something else. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.